Your Excellencies, Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the COP President, distinguished heads of state and government who are with us this afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of President William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, I would like to just invite you to this Africa's Green Momentum session, and I'll make very few opening remarks so that we can get straight to business. Your Excellencies, distinguished leaders, esteemed colleagues, and honored guests, on behalf of President William Ruto, it is my privilege to welcome you to today's discussion. It is truly a pleasure to convene so many partners and allies who believe in Africa's green momentum and who share the conviction that our continent's vast resources hold the key to a prosperous, inclusive future, not only for Africa, but for the world. Together, we are unlocking the potential to usher in a new era of green industrialization, one that leverages Africa's abundant renewable energy resources to stimulate economic growth, build resilient infrastructure, and uplift communities across the continent. Africa's vision, enshrined in the Nairobi Declaration, is a commitment to a climate-positive growth, and we are translating this vision into practical, transformative action. With partnerships like the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative, AGII, and the Accelerated Partnership for Renewables in Africa, APRA, launched at COP28, we have the tools, the ambition, and alignment needed to transform Africa's resources into engines of innovation and prosperity. And we are already making strides. Just a few weeks ago, Kenya hosted an investment forum with IRENA and our APRA partners, resulting in a pipeline of projects worth $2.6 billion across APRA countries. These projects align seamlessly with the AGII industrial strategy, which captures the pressing need to expand and strengthen global value chains. And possibilities are immense. Clean energy alone added to $320 billion to the global economy in 2023, accounting for 10% of global GDP growth. But Africa is yet to reap these benefits. The world is setting new records in renewable energy deployment, leaving Africa behind. Our continent accounted for just 0.5% last year. So if we are to translate our ambition, commitment, and vision to impact on the ground, we must look for innovative solutions that can help drive new capital into green industries, create jobs for our youth, and strengthen Africa's infrastructure for the next level of growth. Through APRA and AGII, we are redefining collaboration in ways that transcend borders and sectors, bringing together governments, the private sector, and international partners in a unified mission. I look forward to hearing your insights and ideas and commitments as we work together to chart a clear path for the year ahead. I thank you.
As Kenya, we are looking forward to graduating from pledges and commitments to actual disbursement of the resources. When we were in Nairobi, the President chaired a session and we were able to get the Nairobi Declaration with the direction and the agenda for the African continent. Now, these countries now need actual support. And therefore, the re-engineering, what we need to get out of here is the re-engineered financial products, which are concessionary in nature, which do not have too many complications for disbursement, so that the countries can start their action plans on environmental actions to save their countries. We do not want, for instance, because we are already reeling with a lot of public debt through expensive funding. So if we can re-engineer this to have it concessional, and when I say concessional, that means borrowing at even 1% or less, okay, and having a longer period of repayment, maybe even 30 to 40 years, so that countries can actually push the climate action agenda without devastating the overall fabric in their countries. So this is going to be very, very important, and we hope that out of this COP, we will perhaps at the next session be able to see, out of the commitments that were made, let us see what were the actual disbursements to support climate-related action in all these countries, and even have a tabulation where we can see that out of those commitments, so much went to Africa, so much went to Africa in the following order, and to support certain programs, so that we move away from a generalized approach to commitments. So it is important for each country, and Kenya, for instance, to focus on programs, whether bilateral or multilateral, that are properly tailored to deal with the Kenyan challenge. That is one thing. So bilaterals do not mean that you negate a continental approach. It's just that you focus appropriately to make sure it dovetails. Agenda yetu kubwa ni kuhakikisha kwamba haya mataifa ambayo yamekuwa yakisema kwamba tuko tayari ama tumetoa kiasi fulani cha usaidizi, tunataka sasa tutoke kwa hiyo hali ya kuzungumza tu. Tunataka tuone kabisa kwamba hizi pesa ama huu usaidizi sasa umefikaje kwa hizo mataifa kama Kenya na zingine, na tunataka tuone ni programu gani ambayo imepewa, ni taifa gani limepewa kiasi gani, ili tuepukane na yale ambayo tumekuwa tukiona kwamba kila COP mtu anazungumza kusema kwamba tumetoa kiasi fulani, lakini pesa hazijafika kwa zile mataifa. Tunataka tuone kwa mfano mashirika kama yale ya Benki ya Dunia, World Bank, ama benki kama African Development Bank, ile ambayo ni ya mataifa ya Kiafrika. Tunataka tuone sasa huo usaidizi ukienda pale, ili mataifa zetu zianze kupata usaidizi kwa riba ambayo ni ya chini zaidi, kwa sababu uchumi wetu kwa sasa kwa kijumla katika bara la Afrika una changamoto nyingi. Kwa hivyo tunataka huu usaidizi uje kwa riba ambayo haitatuumiza. Ndio sasa tuanze kutekeleza agenda yetu katika mambo ya climate.
Shida wana ni block.
Unajua bado naandika kwa mkono.
Oh.